Hey there, hi there, hi there. Welcome back once again to another thrilling episode of Disney Compendium. Thrilling. Again, it's another one of those using a phrase fast and loose. I am your host, as usual, unlike the last episode where we had some loser hosting the show.
That guy's a bum. What a bum.
Yeah, I'm never gonna let that guy host the show again. That was a bad show. Yeah.
It was a bad show.
So me, JJ, I'm the host. I am a number one. And as always, over there, all the way down there in lovely California. I don't know. Home of Disney itself.
Home of Disney.
Home of Disney. My good buddy, my good pal, Nick. Nick, how are you?
I'm doing great, JJ. So it's kind of an interesting topic tonight, yeah. Like, I don't know why we're talking about Atlantis, but you know, I guess it's ironic that we're talking about her tonight.
Yes, Atlantis Morissette. We're gonna.
Hello, JJ.
Or Stargate.
Or Stargate.
Stargate. How was there a part of you when you typed Atlantis into Disney Compendium, not Disney Compendium, Disney Plus, the show, Disney Plus, where it just brought up the James Cameron documentary, Atlantis Rising, and you're just like, could just watch this instead. I could just watch this documentary about going underwater.
Oddly enough, it brought the sequel up first.
Their algorithm doesn't take into because what is it? It's Milo's Return, right?
Yeah, it looks like
so it shouldn't be first still, because alphabetically it's still like Lost Empire or whatever. It should still come before Milo's Return, but here we are. Unless it's counting, it's probably counting because it's Atlantis, the Lost Empire, and it's Atlantis, Milo's Return. So it's just going alphabetically, and it breaks the entire thing. There's a lot of weird stuff like that when you search for stuff on Plus. Like, it's recognizing some O's as zeros, and it's just doing some weird stuff.
It's called the Disney Decimal System.
Yeah. I love it. What was it? I watched Lady and the Tramp, and after it's over, it just suggests you watch the cartoon. Like, because you watched Lady and the Tramp, now watch Lady and the Tramp, and it's like,
do you want to watch the good one?
Yeah, yeah. Would you rather watch sorry, you watched that. Now watch this.
Yeah. No matter what I type in, though, I always get like Titanic 20 years later. Like, yes, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, trust me, I'm going to get around to it eventually.
Get around to it because I love like those sunken.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The James Cameron one shows up of Atlantis Rising, and you're like, I could just watch this. I could just watch this. But no. No, we watched Atlantis, The Lost Empire. What year was this? 2001?
What, 2001.
2001.
Hey, guess what, JJ? We watched this movie, and it was 100% legal.
Yeah, we didn't have to go. We didn't have to buy it. We didn't have to.
No more archive.org. No more shady Czechoslovakian websites that end with the .bike domain.
Yeah, .ru.
.ru.
Yeah. Boy, there's a lot to talk about with this movie. But not the movie itself, just like the movie.
The movie.
Because, the elephant in the room, we've mentioned it the last 2 or 3 episodes, how we just didn't want to watch this movie and we're going to buy it because it is incredibly boring.
Yep.
I
played Pokemon while I was watching it.
There is nothing going on at any given point in this movie. The plot just sort of stumbles to a conclusion.
Yeah. We were texting last night. It has this weird voice cast.
Absolutely.
It's all over the damn place.
I don't understand. Okay, let's just go right into the voice cast. Okay, the main character, Milo, is Michael J. Fox.
Right. Which I assume, because he was under contract with Disney because of Spin City.
Yeah.
They're like, you're going to do this thing.
Yeah, but as I told you, he also got an offer to do Titan AE at the exact same time. So, like, I'm sure he got the job. I'm sure he got the offer from Disney because he was working with Disney. And I'm sure he got the Titan AE deal just because it's like, of course, it's Michael J. Fox. I'm sure you want him in a cartoon.
What if like originally Eric Stoltz was cast as Milo?
I would have laughed. I would have laughed if they just cast Stoltz in the sequel.
Yeah.
With Michael J. Fox because he doesn't return.
Yeah.
But so no, he left it up to his kid to decide, like, hey, which one should I do? Titan AE or Atlantis? And
there's no good winner in that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So heads I win, tails I lose, kind of.
Yep.
So
yeah, voice cast.
He probably made more money doing this than he would have Titan AE.
Oh, sure. That was a Fox movie, right? Or Warner Bros. Animation?
No, it would have been Fox. Yeah,
because that was Matt Damon, right?
Yeah. You have the Commander Rourke is James Garner.
Rockford himself.
It's good because they offered it him because he was in a bunch of action movies and war movies and westerns and stuff. That's why he was giving it to him, and they said it's a perfect fit for him.
Like, hey, you think the Great Escape back in the 60s?
Yeah.
Well, how about 40 years later?
Apparently, when asked if he would do it, if he would be interested in doing it, he said, yeah, I'd do it in a heartbeat. So he was just ready to do a Disney movie, but in 2001.
Good job, Maverick.
Yeah, good job. I'm trying to think of what, the Don Novello is Vinny, the Italian demolitions expert.
Father Guido Sarducci.
For anyone who doesn't know who that is, it is exactly what it sounds like. A SNL character that was this guy being just super Italian religious stereotype.
Yeah.
Father Guido Sarducci.
It's a great character.
It's a great character. It's very funny. He was consistently funny. Like, he still as of recently was still popping up in character on other shows and stuff. So it's so weird. This is 2001, and Dr. Guido Sarducci by the time was already 20 years old as a character. The kids love
Guido. Well, to be fair, I did make a Guido Sarducci CAW in WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah, but we're not.
No, I know.
Yeah, we're not a common case subject here, but Phil Morris was the big doctor guy. He was. He would know him right now as Silas Stone in the Doom Patrol TV series. That's how he.
Nope.
You haven't seen Doom Patrol?
No.
He was in Smallville. He's around in Disney stuff, not Disney, Warner Justice League stuff. You'll see him pop up in almost everything recently that's Justice League, or DC and stuff. So, yeah. Trying to think of anyone else that's really worth.
John Mahoney.
John Mahoney. There you go.
AKA Dad from Frasier.
Dad from Frasier is in it. Exactly. Yeah. Do you know who was the original cast choice? But then they died.
No.
Lloyd Bridges was originally in this role, but he died before the movie could be finished. So there's probably Lloyd Bridges VO for this movie out there.
It's all airplane glue goofs.
Yeah. And in his final movie ever, Jim Varney.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We are missing a person. Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, yeah. Leonard Nimoy in his second best animated movie.
Yeah. he sounded super Galvatron-y in this movie. Rodimus, I'll rip out your optics.
I did like it when he was doing the Atlantean language,
Yeah.
though. Like, because like that, he was like, I'm sure there are plenty of other old actors that would be like, I'm not going to learn the language, so you're just gonna have to get another person to read this nonsense.
Yeah, but if anybody's used to like goofy BS, they have to learn how to pretend to care about.
Yeah,
it was Leonard Nimoy.
Did you see? Okay, so if we're on Nimoy, we might as well just touch this part too, the language that they invented for this movie, the Atlantean language, developed by Mark Okrand, who developed Klingon for Star Trek.
Oh, well, there you go.
So yeah, so that's I thought that was fascinating.
I thought it was like the language that Milo Jovovich spoke in Fifth Element.
If only.
That language.
If only. But yeah, so let's get to the movie, though, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
The movie, let's see. Michael J. Fox wants to go to Atlantis. He does. The end.
Yeah. If it opens with CG, that makes you think the movie's going to be way more exciting than it is.
This movie was clearly, especially that opening segment, was like, oh, they've seen a Miyazaki movie. Like, it is definitely a Studio Ghibli thing where it's like very Nausicaa or something. Like, it just has this real anime influence in it, which is but then that just immediately goes away once you back away from the Atlantis destruction moment.
Yeah, it kind of does, like, they're invading. It's like some war. It looks like.
Yeah, it's just like it's the gods are doing something, and they all have magical healing crystals, and they get the mom gets abducted, and so
it's Aquaman.
Yeah, it's Aquaman. I mean, that's what I mean.
It's
Aquaman. I mean, that's what Aquaman is. It's this, It's
but also with Atlantis.
Yeah, but like, it'd be funny if they used this Atlantean, like, brought this back. That's language that they had developed for this movie only, and brought it in when they bring the Submariner into the MCU. Just have it be the same language.
Whoever plays Namor.
Yeah. They need to somehow loosely tie this movie into Submariner somehow.
Like
the Illuminati movie of some sort.
Yeah, like how Mandalorian did the Iron Man reference in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just have somehow cast Michael J. Fox as a cameo in that movie.
Yeah,
in Atlantis, living in Atlantis.
Oh, Imperious Rex, Doc.
So Michael J. Fox is a cartographer and a linguist trying to. He's working at the Smithsonian, and everyone hates him because he's so focused on Atlantis.
Yes.
He's looking for a particular journal.
This takes place 1914. So during the First Great War.
Yes.
Or around about the stovepipe hat guys are laughing at him. The guys that look like all those cartoons, like those cartoons from like the New Yorker back in the day.
The people that you see standing around, like gossiping about Scrooge.
Yeah. They should be like the mascot for the OK Boomer meme.
Yes, exactly.
It's these guys.
Yeah. So he just wants to get funding. So he's figured it out. He thinks he knows to go to Iceland instead of Ireland.
JJ, this is Skull Island. The beginning.
Yeah.
It's Monarch. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it is. It 100% is.
Yeah.
Except if the T-Rex was just a giant robot.
Yeah.
Thing. I don't know what it's supposed like, because it's Leviathan, but it's not. It's a robot, I guess.
It's some kind of weird, like, it's still biological, but not.
Yeah, I can't. Okay, we're just gonna listen. Okay, so we know how all of these movies work. They all work exactly the same way. These adventure movies where the money somehow falls into his lap to be able to take the expedition that he wants to do, and that the people responsible for bringing him on the expedition have ulterior motives. Like the Lost World does it, King Kong, the Godzilla stuff, all of it. It's all the same. Indiana Jones,
National
Treasure, all of it. These are all exactly the same. So going in exactly. It's like, well, I realize that this military group is not there for to be ultraists.
It's also Avatar, I guess.
Yeah, it's 100% Avatar.
Yeah, including the falling in love with the indigenous person.
Yeah. The indigenous person turns blue at the end.
Yeah.
Speaking of James Cameron, but also now on Disney Plus.
Check it out.
Check it out now.
Can we get a sponsor? Can we get a sponsor?
Disney needs to be like, use the link below to sign in and use our offer code to get you your first 30 days for free.
Use offer code.
I don't know. We don't have a catchphrase. Hey there, hi there, ho there is too long.
Yeah.
For a catchphrase.
Use offer code Tin Cannon String.
Yeah.
And get 30% off your first order of Sherry's Berries. With Mother's Day coming up, now's the best time to.
The holidays are coming, and what's better than pajamas? Sign up for.
JJ, let me tell you about Blue Chew.
Absolutely not. So look, yeah,
it's hard to jump in.
It's hard to jump into this movie because, like, I feel like this movie's. How long is this movie? 96 minutes.
Feels a lot longer.
It both feels a lot longer and just like super short because nothing's ever happening. So like you like put your head into your Switch for a while, and then you look up, the movie's half done, and you're like, oh, yeah. And you've missed nothing because nothing's happening when they're at Atlantis.
No,
like everything happens in the lead up to Atlantis, and after the mercenaries show their true colors or whatever. Yeah. And so I don't know what Preston, John Mahoney's character, like, he seems sincere.
Yeah.
And he's
a benefactor.
Yeah, he sent these guys. And then when everyone comes back, they're having this meeting of like, what's the actual story behind this? And I'm like, so he knew this was going to happen, seems like, but also he knew, like, I don't know what his deal is. Like, he seems like he didn't know that the bad guy was the bad guy. Like, how did he not think that these mercenaries were going to try to pillage?
Right.
And I guess at the same time, because they do say at a point, like, there weren't supposed to be people here. So it was going to be a rather simple, just take it and run.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's people there. So
and then you get the whole like subplot with Milo and his hang up about his grandfather.
Yeah, which goes nowhere.
It's just like, I miss my grandpa.
It's used because, like, you keep thinking that it's going to play off, like the payoff is going to be like, oh yeah, your grandfather lived here, so we know who he is.
Yeah,
or something like, but there's no payoff other than to just get him there. It's like, it's just the MacGuffin. Like, his research is just like to move him there. Once he's there, there's kind of like the only payoff is like his picture revitalizes him. Yeah. Like, when the frame cracks at the end, you expect there to be like some sort of like hidden something, how like you poke a picture up and then it unfolds and then there's like a picture of like an Atlantean or something there. Yeah. But no, just still the picture.
Like his grandpa sent him his Atlantis diary.
Yeah.
And then he brought it all the way back to Atlantis, but and he found this grandfather tied to his chair.
He didn't.
I should have mailed it to the Marx Brothers.
He didn't send, like, he also didn't send it to his grandson. He sent it to John Mahoney. And John Mahoney gave it to the grandson. Like,
and he's like, Frasier,
yeah,
you need to find a woman.
Frasier, I need you and Niles to go to
Daphne. Can you get me another beer? Also, Milo, here you go.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's very, very weird. It feels incomplete in a lot of sections.
It really does.
Like, this was way, I think I sent you this text message just a little bit ago too. This is way too ambitious for what Disney was doing in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a big story here and there's an interesting story here, but they didn't make it. Like,
no,
they did not make the good story. Like I said, we were just talking about it, like with the grandfather thing that goes nowhere.
Right.
Like if you sort of expanded upon that a little more, sort of, it's incredibly cheap to use the destiny thing. Like, well, you're actually half Atlantean or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but also makes it for a much more interesting story than what they did, where he got there and it was there where he thought it was, and now the only like trouble he has is like the one military guy is a jerk, or the mercenary guy is a jerk, and like
and the girl,
and the girl, but yeah, the Helga,
yeah.
But like, yeah, those two like are there, and like the crew just dumps him like a stone instantly, like the head mercenary guy, like.
Well, it's, I mean, the one interesting thing they did do is like they didn't make Milo like he's like a genius, but also like really like strong and capable. Like, no, he's kind of sucks. Like he can't drive stick shift.
Yeah,
that's a joke at the beginning of the movie. He's not very physically imposing.
Yeah, he's incredibly average, and that's good. It's a good main character. I'm not gonna have, and I have nothing bad to say about the character of Milo and Michael J. Fox and all of that stuff, because he did a good job with it. Michael J. Fox isn't really a voiceover guy, so it was nice. So
he's done one other voiceover thing, and that was much better than this. He's done two. Technically, we count the sequel.
Yeah,
Incredible Journey.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, he was much more motivated in Incredible Journey than this.
Yeah.
But like by this point, he was in like that second half of his career where it was like, well, now I've got Parkinson's in Spin City. Like, that's who I am now. That this is going to be it for me. He knew that his Parkinson's was going to take over eventually, so he was just like, he was winding down his career this long ago.
Had he publicly announced it by that point?
I don't remember. I think if not, he very close. Like
because he'd gotten very good about hiding it until he couldn't hide it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like one thing like, hey, listen.
Yeah. So like, because So we're in this sort of end of his career at this point. So,
yeah.
So whatever. He did fine. I don't think he did great, but it worked for the character.
He did the best he could with what he was given.
And I don't think anyone else did great in this. John Mahoney was fine, but he was only in it for like 12 seconds. Even even James Garner,
he just kind of just reading the lines.
Yeah, it was just him using a gruff voice, and I love his death in this because it's so weird.
He turns into like go ahead, tell how he dies.
So after they get, so because the final act is where everything happens. They're there to get the crystal, basically. But that's really, it's kind of, the crystal is more of a concept than it is a physical thing. She becomes the energy source for Atlantis.
Yeah, like I guess her name kind of actually translates to crystal, maybe.
Yeah. So after in order to save Michael J. Fox, she just sort of accepts her fate as becoming one with this thing and becomes seemingly pure energy.
Yeah.
Like it's a very cool effect. Like when she becomes that clear blue being, and she's clearly got a sphere around her as she's walking across the water when the waves are splashing on her and stuff, and you can see the water sort of cascade around this sort of Invisible Girl style force field around her.
Yeah.
It's a very cool effect. But then and then she just like gets captured. Like she just voluntarily gets caught. So Rourke, James Garner, can like King Kong take her back to America, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what that coffin that they've designed to lock her up in, like, where did that come from? They didn't know that that's what they were going to need.
Nope. Good thing we brought this. Like,
God, we brought this. It looked like it was very similar to like what you would lock, put Captain America in to inject him with the super soldier serum. It's just a big metal coffin with a glass window porthole on it, so you could see her face.
You know, just so you laugh, I guess.
Yeah.
So the part where they first find that little the crystal room, the floating masks are there.
Yeah.
And immediately I just thought the quintessons.
Yes, that's the only thing I saw.
I saw quintessons created like this.
Yeah, that's a Transformers reference for anyone.
Yeah. And then they sent like robot sharks after them.
Or what was the one of the Celestials from like, you know, one of the Marvel Celestials or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Okay. Like the Infinity War comic.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, she gets caught. She goes into her super soldier coffin and it immediately like ices up. And so during the dirigible escape, like hot air balloon escape, because remember 1914, they're like floating up and it's through all of the action, the porthole window gets busted. He grabs a shard of the glass. Michael J. Fox grabs a shard of the glass, slices James Garner's arm, and he immediately just starts freezing and turning into, like, I don't know what reference to make for this because there's a lot of choices.
It looked like, I know I've seen that crazy blue entity before.
Yeah, with like the veins. It's like a combination of like like the ice golem from Frozen mixed with somebody infected with the virus from Iron Man 3.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's like this combination of things. Like he turns into a monster. They don't like, there's no Chekhov's gun situation with this. There's no show them this scary ice monster in scene 1 and have that be the reveal in scene 3, kind of like in the final act.
Yeah.
Like they don't really set that up. It just happens.
And it doesn't kill him. It makes him stronger somehow.
Yeah. No, he became a supervillain. Like for like 30 seconds until he just gets smashed into pieces because he's made of ice. Like, like it is the weirdest.
Because he betrays Hollywood.
Yeah.
Betrays her.
Yeah.
I don't know what her name is. Helga.
Yeah, Helga.
Helga, who's constantly falling over tank top in this movie, which is weird, dude.
Weird. So anyways, everything. So anyways, that's how he becomes a bad guy. Then it's like, in order to save the princess, he gets the crystal from Leonard Nimoy, who then dies, and then the crystal goes back and it brings Kida back.
And
but they saved.
And he decided to stay behind.
Yeah. To live life in Atlantis. I mean, that's not. It's always weird when it's like, nah, I think I'll stay behind. When it's like they choose to stay behind in the past, where it's like, you're not gonna. At least you're staying behind in a place that theoretically was advanced at some point,
right?
And because you can speak the language, will become advanced instantaneously. So at least, like, you're staying behind in a place that'll probably sustain your way of life. Well.
It wasn't the scene where like the guardians or gods kind of like protect the city.
Yeah.
With a dome. That was kind of a cool looking scene.
Yeah, they did some good stuff going on. I'll tell you one thing. I could have done without the character of Mole 100% throughout the entire movie.
So he was just a lecherous, dirty man?
Just a lecherous, gross, dirty man that's like flies are flying around him. He's constantly like digging holes to live in, and he's got like piles of dirt that he's protective of, and he's just kind of, yeah, and he's lecherous, and it's just, I hated every time that character was in a scene. I was like, just please stop, please, just please. It's like not much different than like every time Hop shows up in Pokemon Sword and Shield, I'm like, please just go.
Hey JJ, I need to show my brother how strong I am by getting bodied by you.
So yeah, I don't want to talk about the movie anymore. I don't like this movie. I really don't like this movie.
We do our best. We did our best.
It's a cult classic, apparently, which I do not believe, but I'm sure there is somebody that was born 10 years after us. Like, 10, 20 years after. Like, I don't know, 20 years after you, 10 years after me.
Yeah.
Like you were in grade or middle school when this movie came out. Okay, this is a pre 9/11 world that we're living in. Why not?
Well, this should be post 9/11. Or
this was like the summer of 2001.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I would have been 21 when this movie came out, so I was not the audience for it.
Yeah. So the ideas of what this movie's based off of are pretty obvious. It's very much a Jules Verne movie.
Yep.
It's definitely Journey to the Center of the Earth with a little bit of 20,000 Leagues tossed in for good measure. Which you could put on Disney Plus right now and just watch 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and get much more enjoyment. Yeah. It's in high definition on Disney Plus.
The art, so you're talking about the art style, and
it's okay. So the art, that's a very interesting thing that we're gonna have to go into because the art is Mike Mignola.
Oh, so
they came to him because they wanted to use his art style. For anyone who doesn't know, Mike Mignola is the creator of Hellboy.
Okay, that
answers everything.
Yes, it does.
It's because it's all square.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they do a close-up of his hands, it is anyone's hands. It is 100% Mike Mignola art. Boxed off fingers with like the triangular fingernails, and like whenever they pull anything out, you sort of lose details of some of the characters and stuff. It becomes increasingly more Mike Mignola as time goes on.
Weird dark angles.
Yeah. So like even he was surprised when they came to him. Like I don't think he even thought that he was worth Disney's time. Like I'm like cult guy. That's Hellboy. Nobody. It's not like at this point there's a Hellboy movie. Like
no, there was. I mean, yeah, the comics weren't doing great in 2001.
Yeah.
But okay, I didn't know he did it, so that makes a heck of a lot of sense.
Yeah, he was the. I think he was the. Like he was like there were 4 production designers and he was one of them, and so like they used his style guide, and there's a quote that's really funny that was him. I was watching a rough cut of the film, and 3 characters have these big, square, weird hands. I said to the guy next to me, "Those are cool hands." And he says to me, "Yeah, they're your hands. We had a whole meeting about how to do your hands." So
the art also reminds me of kind of the don't read it, folks, because it's kind of graphic, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen comics.
Yes.
Like that same comics, that same kind of just kind of steampunk, but not really.
Yeah, that's why Jules Verne is a very good way of putting this stuff, because it has the aesthetic of steampunk without being steampunk for the most part. Like nothing's really steam powered, but it's all that sort of like mechanical moving pieces and things, and
a little bit of H.R. Geiger in there, maybe.
Yeah. they did a pull-out shot at the very end of this movie just before the title card, and apparently, according to the animators, the most difficult scene that has ever occurred in Disney animation at the time.
Well, they're showing like the floating city and the guardians and the people flying on the skiff raiders and
here. I copied this down word for word because this is like, it goes into like this technical thing that is so crazy. So the scene begins with one 16-inch piece of paper showing a close-up of Milo and Kida. As the camera pulls away from them to reveal a newly restored Atlantis, it reaches the equivalent of 18,000-inch piece of paper, composed of many individual pieces of paper, 24 inches or smaller. Each piece was carefully drawn and combined with animated vehicles simultaneously flying across the scene to make the viewer see a complete integrated image. So, Whew.
You weren't kidding about them being overly ambitious for this movie.
This movie was way too ambitious for what Disney was capable of at the time.
Yeah.
This was a movie that should have come out now-ish, if anything, and be CG.
You know what? If the movie was made now, I think it'd probably be okay.
Yeah, I agree. There's like, I think especially with the people in charge of the animation studio now, and the people like they would have as writers and stuff, would probably be able to handle this movie better than Joss Whedon.
I know, that's super weird. Because wasn't he doing Astonishing at the time? No, he wasn't.
2001. I mean,
no, he's still doing the Buffy Angel comics.
I think he's still doing
and
that stuff.
TV shows actually.
Yeah,
but like he's been a writer, like he's on Roseanne and everything else, but you think, oh hey, that guy's a pretty good writer.
But this is Disney writing where you do the first draft and then it goes by the time it gets to the last person doing the thing, it's almost a completely different movie. I mean, we talked about it with Dinosaur, how it started off as like this thing and ended up becoming what we got.
Remember Sweatbox, where like two guys were like, nah.
It was just two men. It's just ruined an entire movie.
For reasons they could never explain.
Apparently this movie features 362 digital effects shots.
I believe it.
I don't know.
It looks nice.
That's
what I will say about this movie. That's the biggest compliment. It looks cool.
It does.
Pretty cool looking movie for 2001.
2001, yeah. I'm there. I'm here for like when you take into account that the art is Mike Mignola. It is just sort of like a hybrid of traditional hand-drawn animation and CG. It's, if I recall, I think this movie is like filmed in like 70 millimeter or something, like, which is also crazy for the time. Like there's no need for that and everything. Again, super, super, super ambitious for Disney. And they didn't pull it off. They did not.
It just it seems like the efforts could have been used in a better project. Because coming up, we're like, oh, if they had just done one thing.
So Joss Whedon started work on it, but he was working for Disney at the time, and so the person that ended up working on this movie was the person that wrote. He was a writer on Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh boy.
Tarzan.
Oh good lord.
He would go on to be a writer for Brother Bear. The Batman Year One comic, or not comic, movie.
Okay.
And he was also he's given the story credit for Gorillas in the Mist, and 8 Seconds he's a writer for. So
that's a heck of a resume.
His career is just kind of all over the place.
Release the Whedon cut.
Oh boy, now he's kind of trapped in like China film territory.
Wait, literally or figuratively?
Figuratively.
Okay.
His upcoming movies to be announced: Untitled China Project and something called Beijing Safari, which I don't know what that could.
Starring Donnie Yen.
Unproduced features Godzilla 2 from that. So a sequel to the original Godzilla 98.
Wow.
So
I'm glad he's out of work. Just, you know what? You just keep him China. You're good.
Yeah. I mean, he worked on Teen Titans Go and the recent Thundercats of Revival. So and my best friend is a vampire from 1987.
Oh.
So
wait, is that he work on that? Or are you just throwing it in a
No, he worked on that. He was a writer and associate. He was a writer and associate producer for My Best Friend is a Vampire.
Oh, I just thought you were just like giving us a little backstory, like my best friend's a vampire. Also,
yeah, coming next week. Listen to that podcast now.
Best friend's a vampire.
So that's Tab Murphy, by the way. That's who ended up finishing this movie.
Oh man, more like Shasta Murphy.
The first draft was 155 pages.
Good Lord.
To put that in perspective, a typical Disney script is draft is 90 pages. So there's a whole different movie here.
Yeah, there's some editing that need to go on in that movie.
Oh, jeez. When the first 2 acts were timed, it was at 120 minutes.
Oh my God.
2 acts. So
Jesus. And it, like even at 96 minutes, it felt like it was wasting your time, and great number. It just
so, the character of Milo was supposed to be a descendant of Blackbeard originally, and the reason why the book exists is to just cut out all of the sort of Indiana Jones adventure part, and it's just literally handing them a map to go to where they need to go, which saved a lot of time.
But not enough time.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like it's weird. Like you can describe this, like they had this great ambition, but also at the same time, like, let's cut corners here.
They're actually, it's on the Disney Plus as a special feature too, but it's also on the home video release. There was a prologue to this movie that showed Vikings trying to find Atlantis, and then they all get destroyed by the Leviathan. Like that was like done and finished, and they cut it because just to make the movie shorter, like even shorter. We were just talking about this the other day because when has like in America an animated film that's 2 hours, it was like never better for it. Like like it just isn't. When a movie gets that long, it's like because there's no. Like, you think being longer would have more story go in there to sort of flesh out some things, but that's not the case.
No.
Like, it's the movie's the length of time that it is because that's as much story as there is to tell. When you start padding on just to sort of flesh out some things, you notice it. Like, if it was just naturally 200 or 120 minutes or something, that's something completely different. But
wasn't there like a story recently about the Frozen 2 runtime, somewhere along those lines, where it's
we saw somebody was saying that somebody on Twitter said like if the movie had like 45 more minutes,
it's like what?
No, they're just tacking 45 minutes wouldn't have fixed whatever problem you had with it. It would have just made the movie longer. That's all it would have done. There's no fleshing out something because they fleshed out what they wanted to flesh out, and this certainly wasn't one of those things that was torn apart by the studio. Like the producers got their fingers in there and just started doing nonsense. Jeffrey Katzenberg isn't at the studio anymore. No. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have a Black Cauldron situation on your hand anymore.
But it's 96 minutes is a good tight time.
Yeah.
But it's not put to good use.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just there's no through line. And I guess that was the problem with me being engaged with it. Like, give me something I can kind of like sink my teeth into. And there's nothing.
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
Yeah. So.
And I wanted to like this movie.
Yeah, it's something that's almost so good.
Yeah,
but it's almost there. But like, if you want to watch like the same thing but better, there's like I mentioned earlier, there's like anime that follow this same route, like to the point where there was controversy about this movie because it is very similar to an anime series called Nadia, The Secret of the Blue Water. Early 90s. So about 10 years before this came out, there was this anime. And by Gainax, which is this rather significant anime studio. I am the only person of the two people on the show. I'm the only person that knows any of the words I'm saying.
I know the word anime.
Yeah,
that's the word I know.
I learned very recently that the first time in the word anime appears in like the English dictionary was 1985, like the year I was born. Anime was brought to America, like became like an American word, and here we are.
What brought it? What would have been the word that brought over in 85?
I don't know what would have. I mean, anime had already made its way into America, so maybe
85.
Speed Racer had already been a hit. I'm trying to like. I doubt it was. I mean, Gundam.
Okay.
Like Gundam, maybe. Transformers. I mean,
maybe Voltron.
Voltron, yeah.
Because Voltron is a pretty.
Robotech, maybe. I mean, that was pretty big in America,
yeah.
So, like I said, and Transformers was an anime that probably would have been part of the dialogue at the time. Like, this is going to be the future of America. Just take in American cartoons, take these things that are already made, and just bring them over here.
Do you know what was anime actually in 85? According to Wikipedia, The Littles.
Okay, I buy that.
And, Vampire Hunter D, 1985.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
That is of the handful of anime films I've seen, that's up there.
But they do the whole thing of, it's the whole like, never heard of it. That we went through with The Lion King and stuff, which is probably more realistic in this situation than it was in the Lion King situation. But it's there, but also like it in turn is inspired by like Jules Verne. A lot of this is inspired by 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and that kind of stuff, and like Castle in the Sky and other Ghibli movies. Stargate, there is a Stargate Atlantis.
My God. Milo looks like James Spader. Think about it.
Yeah. So,
or the guy who played James Spader's character on the TV show.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. So let's get to our favorite part where we just talk about the nonsense.
Yeah.
That came with it. So this is 2001. This is peak advertising time still. Like, there's still premium toys are becoming still in cereals, like still showing up in cereals and McDonald's.
I had a CD-ROM game based on this movie. I don't remember where it came from. I think it came shrink wrapped with a VHS that my grandma bought for it. The movie,
probably. No, wait. There was a mail away PC game. So
is that what it was? Did I mail away for that?
Maybe your grandma did. I don't know.
She might have.
It's like, so it because this movie, this is 2001, and Disney is finally getting into the internet game. So I don't know, did Go launch it around this time? Now you have to look that up.
Disney Go?
No, yeah, well, Go.com was Disney's like thing that they were like, it was going to be like their, like, they wanted it to be like, their Yahoo
maybe
kind of thing.
Because
it was like a homepage. And so Go launched in 1998. So it's, okay. So
because I remember like something with like the later, like the 90s soundtracks from things. It's like, hey, if you have an internet enabled computer, you get all this extra stuff when you pop the DVD.
Yeah.
Or the CD into your computer.
let's see, Kellogg's. They promoted with Kellogg's, who created a website with mini games and a movie-based video game giveaway for UPC labels from specially marked packages of Atlantis brand breakfast cereal.
That sounds right. That's probably what I had.
Yeah.
Why
so, and this was, they also, you could like get stuff through your cell phone from Atlantis, because that was now phones where everyone was having a phone. McDonald's was still tight with Disney at the time. So I'm trying to think. I don't remember the toys.
I know. I don't remember a figure line.
Yeah. Apparently Frito let you get free tickets. So that's the common thing. Like everything does. Like how many times do you see now, like with DVDs, like, hey, if you buy, these like bad movies, it comes with movie cash to go see this good new movie that's coming out. Like,
yeah, or you'll see like or have a ticket to the sequel that's coming out. Like, hey, you buy John Wick 2, you get the ticket to see John Wick 3.
Yeah, exactly. So
$10 in Fandango cash.
Yeah, it's never enough to actually get like a good ticket. It's
just
good enough to get. I have to look up something real quick while we're doing this. But yeah, it was never.
It supplements your movie-going experience.
Yeah, I think I used it. I used it once. I think ever.
Yeah,
so
I don't think I've ever. Is it Fandango or is it Atom tickets? It's one of the two.
I think it depends on who's the one giving away the tickets.
Yeah.
I think it was Fandango, because I remember I got a free ticket to see Wonder Woman, but I had already saw it, so I gave it to a coworker.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see when a certain movie came out. So let's see. So that came out in May, and Atlantis came out in June, about a month later. Okay, so there's that. So back to where we were at.
Yes.
So, if I can actually remember going back to where we were. Yes. So the movie came out in June of 2001. What came out in May of 2001?
Give me a hint.
And the biggest animated film of the year this year.
The biggest animated film of 2001?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Well, I'm trying to think. I don't know what year. Okay, give me another subtle hit.
Well, okay, I will say it wasn't the biggest. It was the second biggest animated film of the year, but still in the top 5 movies of the entire year, whereas Atlantis didn't even break the top 10.
Have I seen this movie?
You had to have.
Do I like this movie?
I don't know. We've never talked about this movie at length for any real reason.
Give me one of the voice actors for the movie.
Eddie Murphy.
So it would have been. Wasn't Mulan, obviously. Wait, what does Eddie Murphy do a voice for?
Mike Myers.
Oh, Shrek.
Mm-hmm.
Shrek came out in 2001. Okay. Yeah.
It came out a month before.
To answer that question, yes, I did. And yes, I do.
Yes. So this movie already wasn't going to have a good time.
Shrek was a monster hit, literally.
Shrek was, yeah. And it had layers, unlike this movie.
It had layers again.
Yes. So yeah, and it was CG. It was really, really good CG for 2001. And like, what else? Another like crazy movie was like, people thought that Lara Croft was going to be a huge hit too. It was coming out around the same time. Not true. And it was seen at the time that a CG movie was more likely to attract an older audience than a hand-drawn animated film. And the two highest grossing animated films of this year prove that 110%, because you have Shrek and you have Monsters, Inc. So
wasn't The Matrix also this year too?
No, Matrix was like 2000, 99, 2000.
Okay, I can remember like 2001 actually being a pretty solid year for movies.
Oh yeah, we'll get to it
I'm just thinking
for sure. Yeah, Matrix is 1999.
Okay.
We'll get to the top 10 movies of the year.
Yeah.
In a bit.
I'd rather see Monsters Inc.
Oh yeah,
I love Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.'s great.
Yes. I still love that movie.
The Aquarium of the Pacific loaned a variety of fish for a display at the El Capitan Theater for the the worldwide the wide world premiere of this movie. So yay,
we got fish.
Yeah,
it's like Troy McClure's house. Go there.
Thomas Shoemaker, who was the president of Walt Disney Feature Animation at the time, after it was released, and it was basically it was in theaters for 25 weeks and grossed over $186 million worldwide. So a pretty weak box office for a Disney film. And he says it seemed like a good idea at the time to not do a sweet fairy tale, but we missed. Yes, you did, Tom. Yes, you did.
He was one of those two guys in Spotbox, right?
Absolutely.
I knew that name, like that dopey idiot.
Yeah. This was back at the time where DVDs were still doing that. You get to choose. Do you want pan and scan, or do you want anamorphic widescreen?
Yeah. Get widescreen for the love of God.
Yeah, thank God we've moved away. But but there's black on the side of the.
I can't see everything.
It's not filling the whole screen.
Yeah.
So 49% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That seems high.
It's 52 out of 100 on Metacritic.
That also seems high.
If you want to think that's high, according to Wikipedia here, Cinema Score did a poll of cinema viewers, and it's ranked in A on an A to F scale. So,
okay. Now, was this one of those theaters they serve alcohol?
It was a mixed bag with, the 49%, 50%, really. Let's just say what it is, 50%. So it was split basically right down the middle. Roger Ebert, what do you think? What do you give it?
I'm going to say he liked it.
Yeah?
Yep.
He had a 4-star scale. What do you think?
I think he did. I think he might have gone between 2.5 or 3.
3.5 stars.
Holy crap! When I say I thought he liked it, I mean he thought he loved it.
Yeah. Clean, bright visual look, classic energy of the comic book style. True, I will give him that 100%. Yeah. Visually, yes. He gave particular credit to Mike Mignola, and that the final battle was very good. I'm like, well, yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
I guess
there's like 90 minutes more. That's not that final battle. Yeah.
No. That's just wow. Good God, yeah. Valley of the Dolls. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. And a major problem people had was that this movie did not seem like it was for kids. It was marketed towards kids. It's animated. Everything there had this like kid appeal, but the movie itself, and I would agree, would be incredibly boring for a kid because there's no real comedy. Really,
my kids didn't give a damn about this movie.
Yeah, like the funniest character in the movie is like Father Guido Sarducci,
or the cook.
Yeah, Jim Varney. But that's it. There's no comedy. Michael J. Fox's character is just a normal human being that is out for an adventure. The finale is neat, but it feels unearned in a lot of ways because it doesn't really set up any of what's going to happen at the end at any point throughout the movie. And so when you get to the villain turning into a veiny ice monster, it just happens. There's no he's reading the book and he sees that or something. There's nothing.
Or the villain going oh, I could do this and become the ice monster and now I'm immortal. He's trying to become it.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah. So Yeah, it was bad. It was all bad. So let's get to the typical part of the show where we talk about the sort of legacy of the movie. A very interesting legacy. One thing that's funny to me is the theme park legacy, which we'll get to in a second. But Nick, we already know the answer to this because we mentioned it at the top of the show. Was there a sequel?
There absolutely was.
It was a direct-to-video sequel. Initially supposed to be a direct-to-TV sequel because it was a TV series that didn't see the light of day, and they just sort of cut it into a movie, basically. The mercenary team all of them reprise their roles, except for Cookie, because Jim Varney died before this Atlantis came out originally, so it's a different character. But like, yeah, you don't have Michael J. Fox returning for this nonsense.
No,
it just sounds like it's a bunch of like 4 short stories cut together. Oh, it says right here, consisting of 3 episodes planned for the aborted TV series. So there you go. So that's your Atlantis. Didn't they say they're like potentially remaking this movie or something? I swear I heard that at some point.
Of all the movies, I mean,
this would make a really cool live action movie.
Yeah,
like if you did it 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea style, like make a Jules Verne Atlantis, something in the vein of like that Jungle Cruise movie that's coming out, or Jumanji, or some sort of like adventure-y.
So you want The Rock to be Milo, or The Rock to be James Garner's character?
I want The Rock to be James Garner's character.
Yeah.
I don't know who I want to be Milo.
I don't know who would you have in that role? Like a skinny, glasses-wearing man.
Oh, well, they don't have to be default have glasses. Like,
Jay just like,
I'll do it.
You'll do it. Just do it.
Why not just do like Nathan Fielder? There we go. Like, it's like Nathan for you is the. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'd be cool. Like, I just would take anything of that sort of like a modern 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea with like current technology could theoretically be very cool. But theme park, Nick.
There has to be theme park stuff.
There's not a theme park stuff. There was almost a theme park stuff. What do you think the almost theme park thing was?
The Nautilus at Disneyland.
It was going to be a rebranding of Submarine Voyage.
Yeah.
To the point where they actually had signs up that were teasing an Atlantis crossover after they shut down the ride and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it and there was going to be like meet and greet with the characters and stuff. But obviously,
what?
That never happened because this movie was a big old stinker.
Why would you want to meet any of those characters?
They would look so gross in reality.
Oh God! Like the little teenage Hispanic girl in the movie.
Yeah,
with this big old, with her giant feet and her enormous head.
Yeah, mole.
Yeah.
Big block. Just like it'd be like if they tried to take Mike Mignola's art and make Hellboy look like a Mike Mignola thing. Like it would just like live action. Just no, I don't like it.
Costumes will be hideous.
But keep in mind that like this was 2001 and the Submarine Voyage didn't reopen until 2007. So not only did them not doing the Atlantis thing like shut that ride down, but the ride stayed down and they never brought it back until they put the Finding Nemo.
Well, you know what? Just for killing that ride, I hate this movie.
I know. It's the worst. Like the original Submarine Voyage was so good.
Based on a Disney movie that you and I both love.
Yes.
And we've watched now.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus now available.
Use offer code.
Use offer code.
Please
have a magical day.
Use offer code. What did Roger Ebert?
Yeah. Offer code WrestleFest. Don't care about the soundtrack in the slightest.
There wasn't one.
There wasn't. Well, there was, but because like the main song, it was performed by Maya, who we know from the song Ghetto Superstar.
That is what you are.
That is what you are. I just, why did I look her? I looked her up very recently. I can't remember.
Were you looking up Queen of the Damned info?
No, close. But
are you the one?
Yeah, I don't know. There was something I looked up and I don't remember because I like wrote a song for something. I don't know. It showed up in like filmography. This should answer my question, right? No, nothing. No, nothing. I don't know. Something came up where I was like, oh yeah. She played herself on the 2011 episode of WWE Monday Night Raw.
Maya did?
Oh, that's why I looked her up, because she is the Bond girl and wrote the theme song for Everything or Nothing, the 2003 James Bond video game.
I was like, isn't Maya dead? I thought she died. Serious. I thought she's dead.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I mean, I don't remember.
Or am I thinking? No, I'm thinking of Aaliyah.
Aaliyah?
That's who I'm thinking of.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you mentioned Queen of the Damned earlier.
Yeah.
I picked up on it then.
I got the as mixed up.
Yeah.
Yes, Maya's the one who was did song with Ja Rule.
Yeah, give me for whatever reason, the Everything or Nothing theme song for that James Bond game has stuck in my head than more than any other Brosnan era Bond theme.
What?
And I probably because I played the game a lot and I just started playing that game again because I picked it up again. And so like it's a good jump Bond theme, dang it.
Yeah. I was thinking of like recently, you remember how when they did GoldenEye for the Wii, they had the Pussycat Girl do the GoldenEye theme?
Yeah.
And it was bad.
Very bad. The GoldenEye theme was already not incredible, but like
Tina Turner couldn't save this theme.
Yeah, the Pussycat Dolls certainly
is not going to save it.
Yeah. There are video games. You talked about the computer game that you got off of your box of Atlantis themed cereal.
Which I did not send for, so
I need to know.
Grandma was like,
what was the Atlantis cereal? Do you know what was like what was the theming of the cereal? Because it could be anything. We know how cereal was because sometimes there were things like it's like the Spider-Man cereal was like Chex Mix but with marshmallows, and most of the time it was just like bad Fruit Loops or something,
or some variant of Lucky Charms.
Yeah, nowadays that's all it is. That's all you get is like some weird variant of Lucky Charms. Okay,
I'm gonna say Corn Pops.
It is a toasted oat cereal, so Cheerios, with chocolatey alphabet pieces. So
what?
So what it is, it's basically Cheerios with little triangular Rosetta Stones of like their little chocolate triangles with Atlantean alphabet on them.
So it's basically Cheerios and chocolate alphabets.
It's exactly what it is.
Okay.
But the pieces themselves aren't shaped like the alphabet. They just have like the alphabet design on it, like written in white. So and it only gets revealed when it goes into milk. So they're literally unknown from Pokemon. It's the entire alphabet's in there. And
listen, there's only one time I ever want to like have an adventure at breakfast time, and they don't make the dinosaur egg oatmeal anymore.
Oh, here's the Atlantis toys for I had one thing that was one of the cereal premiums, and we'll get to it in a second.
Okay.
So the Atlantis Happy Meal toys was all vehicles for the most part.
That makes sense.
Like you got Milo in the little submarine thing. You got Kita on the little fish bike. You got the submarine. You got some sort of keg truck. Yeah.
Is the Pioneer balloon in there?
No, unfortunately. But you have Leviathan, and the only one that's not like a vehicle inspired anything is you could also get one of the crystal necklaces.
Oh.
It's actually a really good one. But the Kellogg's premiums were submarines.
Oh, like the baking soda ones?
Baking soda ones that you put baking soda in, and I absolutely had one of those. I remember very well having one of those. I did not know it was Atlantis themed.
Well, to be fair, they'd been making those for years. Like the baking soda subs, like when I was a kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I recognize this one in particular is what I mean. Like, I've stumbled upon this very weird website that I'm super interested in right now. It's like a tripod website, clearly from the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. Best viewed in an 80, last updated in 2005. Oh, and cool. you can go. So I clicked on it, Atlantis: The Lost Empire, and it's showing you like all of the like promotion that was going on for Atlantis: The Lost Empire at the time. I'm stunned. It's actually like they like break it down. It's telling you that in order to get the let's see, Kellogg's cereal with Walt Disney providing one of 6 mini Atlantis stubs in specially marked boxes of Frosted Flakes, Rice Krispies, Sugar Smacks, Fruit Loops, and Apple Jacks. Also, on specially marked boxes of Kellogg's cereal, collect 4 UPC symbols and receive a free CD-ROM of Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Search for the journal.
That was it. That was the game.
Yeah. Finally, Atlantis: The Lost Empire cereal. And so, and then it like breaks it down. Wednesday, June 13th, 2001, Maya was on Regis and Kelly. Michael J. Fox was promoting it the same day on Rosie O'Donnell.
So is this fan site for Atlantis?
It's a fan site for just Disney. It's this podcast, but like in weird tripod form.
Let me ask you a question. Was there a themed fruit snack?
Doesn't look like it based on this.
All right, because that would have been a time like, oh yeah, Atlantis fruit snacks.
E apparently aired a behind the scenes look at it on June 10th and June 11th at 3:00 in the morning. That's a good time for that.
Who's doing this research?
Well, remember, this website was last updated in 2005. So when this went on this website, on this tripod website, it says in many instances the E channel will air a behind the scenes look. So this is written in 2001.
Well, any day now, that's going to run.
Yeah. The Disney Channel, make sure to tune into the Movie Surfers to catch Disney's Inside the Atlantis.
Movie Surfers.
The Movie Surfers.
I remember my sister used to watch Movie Surfers all the time. Wow.
Notes found on Cinescape, which I very much remember Cinescape. A prying fan managed to get Hellboy creator Mike Mignola to spill a bead or two on a secret project he was working on with Disney. I'm now all in on like this wonderful website that hasn't been updated in like almost 20 years.
Can we? I wonder.
Does this guy exist somewhere? Or this person exists somewhere?
If he's squatting on the URL, are you gonna try to buy it from him?
No, it's a tripod website. I'm not squatting on anything. It's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea meets Journey to the Center of the Earth. A 60% completed work in progress version of Atlantis was screened for Disney bigwigs Peter Schneider and Tom Shoemaker last April. Both Schneider and Shoemaker gave the film a big thumbs up and were impressed by what the production team had accomplished. They approved 3 more sequences to go into production right away. Jeez, I am flabbergasted this still exists.
How many
This is Disney's first 70mm animated film since 85's The Black Cauldron.
JJ, how many images are not loading on this website and there's red X's instead?
I have found no images not loading.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm going to be on this.
Make sure you have Flash Player installed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tripod website. I'm sure all that stuff just exists in perpetuity until tripod dies.
Yeah.
What's the last thing they worked on for this website.
Is there a forum?
It's Walt Disney's Chicken Little will be in theaters November 4th, 2005. Disney Pixar's Cars will premiere in theaters June 9th, 2006. Coming soon to DVD, Cinderella 2-disc Platinum Series, October 4th, 2005. It's got all these ads. And...
I want you to level with me.
Yeah.
Did you start this website when you were in high school?
In high school I would have done a video game website, or a WWF website. Last updated March 23rd, 2005. Works great with Netscape Navigator 4.0.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's got an enhanced site for Fantasia, which okay, well, we're rebooting the podcast. It's going to just be using information from this website.
This guy.
Found my new co-host.
No, seriously, is there a forum?
Let's see. Is there? It didn't look like it.
Oh, because there was. I would love to.
Oh, it's the early 2000s, so there's like frames and stuff. It's great. Remember Frames?
Yes, I do.
He's got ads for Disney Adventures.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm into it. I'm into this whole aesthetic. Just this 2005. Jobs available in feature. Oh, he's even got links to like animation training programs, how to get into Disney and stuff. This must have been a Disney person at some point.
I think you need to try to find this dude.
There's no, like, if there was like a click here to email me thing, I probably would.
Like, who is this man or woman?
This website was created to provide you with information on Walt Disney Studios, along with upcoming films that will soon be released in theaters. Why did you just disappear in 2005? What happened?
Chicken Little killed her Will Live.
Yeah. The last movie, a Goofy movie. Okay. All right. Well, back to the show. We've sidetracked. It's just
what tragedy befell this person?
Yeah. One day I'll find out. And let's talk about the video games that came with this, because that's what this whole thing started. First I was thinking about the cereal, then I was thinking about like, I wonder what that computer game was or whatever, and now here we are.
It sucked.
Yeah. There were several video games. So you got the search for the journal. There's actually a Wikipedia page for this Kellogg's premium.
I'm sure there is.
Released May 1st, 2001, and was a first-person shooter. I mean, does that sound right?
I don't recall. I for some reason I thought it was like one of those ones where you have to click and find the object. So maybe I had a different one.
It was Myst. Maybe it's first person. It wasn't a shooter. It was just first person. But the person writing this doesn't know any better to describe something.
I mean, it may have been. I don't know.
It is the first of 2 games developed by Zombie Studios. I wonder who they are. I have to look them up.
Zombie Studios.
Atlantis Trial by Fire was the second game. What's Trial by Fire? Atlantis Trial by Fire is a first-person action-adventure game, and is the second of 2 games developed by Zombie Studios. Developers, Zombie Inc. Zombie Studios went defunct in 2015, based out of Seattle, Washington. Oh, this is Zombie Studios. They did Spec Ops, the original Spec Ops games.
Oh, not the line.
Not the good Spec Ops, but the other Spec Ops. They also did Zork Nemesis in 1996. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Covert Operations Essentials, a Rogue Spear expansion pack. Saw. They did the Saw movie games and the Blacklight games, and they did Daylight in 2014, which was their last game. So,
you know, it might have been first person, but I do remember something we had to click on stuff. So,
yeah, it's an adventure game.
It's probably.
Let's see what else came out. So we got those. Atlantis: The Lost Empire, developed by Eurocom for the PlayStation. came out. You got. Let's see. THQ released Disney's Atlantis: The Lost Empire for the Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color, and it's a platformer. so it's got 14 levels. Let's see what's the highest rated. Okay, all of them have just the PlayStation game is average. The Game Boy game looks like it's terrible. So there's that. So yeah, bunch of video games for it, several.
Wait, so the GBA game was terrible looking too, or?
Yeah, it doesn't even look great. It's very simple platformer.
That would have been early GBA.
That would have been an early GBA game.
Yeah.
Because the GBA came out in 2001 at around this exact same time.
So it's a bit of a launch title, right?
Yeah, it very well could have been.
Wow.
Yeah, because the GBA came out in America in June of 2001, and so did Atlantis. So
yeah, that would have been a lot. This is a launch title.
It's launch window for sure.
Man, can you imagine making that choice?
Oh, I need to look up what was the Game Boy Advance launch titles.
Mario Advance, right? Basically Mario 2.
Yeah. Which was a really, really good. Here's an IGN article that tells you what the launch titles are going to be for it. Super Mario Advance, F-Zero, Army Men, High Heat Baseball, Tony Hawk, Dodgeball, Fire Pro, Top Gear, Tweety, The Magic Jewel, Fortress, Pit. So it wasn't a launch day title, but it was close enough.
That Tony Hawk game was actually really good.
That Tony Hawk game was great. That Fire Pro game was great. Dodgeball Advance was great. Most of the launch games are really good. You know what? Props to Pitfall, the Mayan Adventure, for just kind of always coming out.
Yeah.
It was just like it was on every system that they could get their little grubby fingers in.
We're gonna make Pitfall Harry a thing again.
I remember renting that game a lot, mostly because I also liked playing the original Pitfall.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, for someone like me, that was one of the easier ways. You got 2 games in one. You got to play Pitfall and you got to play
the original
Pitfall.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
That was fun. Yeah.
I did like Mario Advance.
It's very good. That whole series is very good.
Yeah, it's like it kind of looks like the All-Stars version, but a little bit better.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a little bit better. It looks better than the All-Stars version, honestly. Yeah. And I think it plays better. The physics are better in it than the All-Stars one. The All-Stars ones have some weird.
They all have the Mario World physics. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. Okay, so it's not Mario 2 now.
Yeah. Mario Cast.
One of the best Marios.
Nintendo Compendium. Here we go.
Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah, just go through all the nonsense so like we were talking about earlier. So this movie came out in June. What day? June 15th, 2001, which is 4 days after the GBA launch in North America.
Okay.
Its budget was between $90 and $120 million.
So it made some money back.
And it made $186 million.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
$60 million profit, which
2001 though. Absolutely fantastic year for movies, honestly. Yep. And not just being a smartass here. There were some really good movies that came out this year. So let's go with the top 10 highest grossing movies of 2001.
Okay.
What's number 1?
Well, it's not Shrek, right?
No.
Harry Potter?
Yep. Harry Potter, and depending on which side of the pond you're on, it's either the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone.
The first Harry Potter.
First Harry Potter, 976 million worldwide.
That was a Christmas movie, I believe.
Yep. Number 2.
Shrek?
Nope.
What came out 2001?
An equally massive franchise. It's a franchise film. Not franchise in ongoing franchise, but It started a franchise.
You know what? Was it Fast and Furious?
No, but that did come out this year.
Because I think I was saying like Fast and Furious came out in 2001.
Yeah, Fellowship.
Oh, okay.
Fellowship came out this year.
Yeah, okay.
872 million. Number 3, Monsters Inc.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Shrek. Number 5, Ocean's 11.
I like Ocean's 11.
I like Ocean's 11. It's okay. I don't need to see it again.
No.
Yeah. Number 6, Pearl Harbor.
Oh, that freaking movie.
Yeah. Another Disney movie too, by the way. Pearl Harbor's a Disney movie.
It's like the bar was set high with The Rock and Con Air.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's gonna be great. Then it's like Judd voice FDR, like, oh no.
Yeah. Number 7, The Mummy Returns.
I like that movie.
Yeah, the launching point for Dwayne The Rock Johnson's acting career.
Even the Scorpion King was just okay.
Yeah. The thing that I remember when I think this is probably the Scorpion King, where they did the cross promotion, like the action figures for that line were just WWE action figures.
It was just basically they just like used the
body, like even
Titantron
like,
live Rock.
Yeah, but like even the head was just a Dwayne Johnson head. That
they
added some funny features to make it look like the Scorpion King. Anyways, let's see, number 8, Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, that's the weird Jurassic Park.
I like that movie. It's not great. But the thing that I like about it is that A, it's short, and B, it's just an action movie. It just kind of starts off fast and kind of keeps going until it ends.
And Alan Grant's in it.
And
he's back in it.
And William H. Macy is in it as like as a very bad father.
William H. Macy in that horrible mustache.
Yes.
Oh my God.
His Flanders stash.
Yes.
Number 9, Planet of the Apes.
The Marky Mark version.
The Marky Mark Planet of the Apes.
I didn't get around to watching that.
Tim Burton.
Since I did own it now.
Yeah. Yeah. And Disney owns it too now, so
it'll never get released again. Where Cornelius is replaces the Lincoln.
Yeah. It's a weird movie. That's a super weird movie. And it's funny because it's the least Tim Burton-y movie of all time, but also incredibly Tim Burton-y still.
Where it's of its own butt the whole time.
Yeah. It really loves its aesthetic.
Yeah. What does this movie have in common with the Scorpion King?
What does it have in common with the Scorpion
Michael Clark Duncan.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. And rounding out the top 10 movies of the year, Hannibal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies ever it came out in 2001, actually.
Yeah.
Training Day.
Great
friggin' movie.
Great. Let's look at the Academy Awards. Best film of the year.
Boy. I couldn't hazard a guess.
A Beautiful Mind.
Oh, that was this year. Okay.
Yeah. Ron Howard won for Best Director. Denzel Washington won for Training Day.
Yeah.
Halle Berry won for Monsters Ball. Let's see.
Monsters Ball. That's right.
Yeah. Best Adapted Screenplay was A Beautiful Mind. Best Original Screenplay was Gosford Park. Best Animated Film, this is the first year of the Academy Award for Best Animated Film.
Shrek.
And it's Shrek. Disney is not in the contention for Best Animated Film and will not win until the first Frozen comes out.
That is insane.
And this is 2001, and Frozen came out in 2013?
The fact that Monsters, Inc. didn't win it.
Yeah. Well, Shrek was absolutely... it was a sea change. It was a new studio. It was some of the best, it was better CG than Pixar was doing at the time. Like they had really good, the thing about Monsters Inc. had it was great looking, but it also felt like a Pixar movie. Shrek felt like it was trying to break a mold.
Yeah, and it was for like not just kids.
Yeah, and I said it when Into the Spider-Verse came out. Spider-Verse is probably the most significant like animation film in terms of style and how animation and all that and story and plotting and stuff since this year, since Shrek.
Oh yeah.
Like by a long shot. Like it did some incredible animation stuff that had never been done before.
And story-wise too.
And story-wise, it was it's probably one of the best written animated films in years.
It might be the best Spider-Man movie, actually.
It's absolutely the best Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to say I love the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
But it's not even necessarily one of the best Spider-Man movies. It was genuinely one of the best comic book movies.
Oh yeah, comic book movies, absolutely.
Yeah. Best original score, Fellowship of the Ring. Best original song, If I Didn't Have You for Monsters, Inc. So I'm just going to do a quick scroll through and see if I can find anything of excitement to talk about.
Didn't Vanilla Sky come out in 2001?
Probably. We'll find out when we're getting through here. Let's see. In February, The Wedding Planner came out this year.
Okay.
There's Hannibal came out in February with Saving Silverman. Recess, School's Out, which was a pretty deep, it was a significant release for Disney at the time. It didn't make a lot of money, but Disney wasn't really releasing like the film adaptions of like TV series at the time. So like with this, and I think Doug had one around here too.
Yeah,
so.
I loved Recess, man.
Recess is good. 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
That's the one with Kurt Russell and
Kevin Costner.
That's right.
And Courtney Cox.
Wow.
David Arquette's in it.
That's right, he is.
Howie Long is in it.
That's when Howie Long was doing movies.
Yeah. Monkey Bone came out this year.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, that was. Let's see. Enemy at the Gates. That was okay. Memento, one of my personal favorites.
Okay.
Love Memento.
Don't believe his lies.
Let's say it is something like Spy Kids. So you like Spy Kids, right?
I don't think I've seen all of any of them.
I remember seeing the 3D one in theaters because it was one of those. My grandmother called. It was like, "Hey, I'm taking your cousin to go see Spy Kids 3D. Do you just want to come?" Just like, okay. It's got Sylvester Stallone in it. Why not? That was literally the only reason I said okay. Is if Sylvester Stallone wasn't in it, I probably would have said nah.
Were you like, are you paying for my snacks?
And yes, and I got free popcorn and soda out of it. So
okay,
it's worth it.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I wasn't working at the time. You kidding me? It's 2001. I'm still in high school. It was like still in high school. So Tomcats, boy, that's right. That existed. Blow, the cocaine movie.
Yeah,
with Pee-wee Herman, with Johnny Depp and Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, that's right.
Pokemon the movie 3.
Who was? Oh God, what was the third? The third one? Pokemon 3.
Third one, Celebi. I can't remember. If it was no. I'm looking at the movie poster and it's got Entei and Chikorita on the cover.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
And it's got the Pichu brothers short. Do you remember that with Pikachu and Pichu?
Yeah.
Where it's like with the Pichu brothers doing like a baby's day out, getting in trouble, just wandering around. Yeah. So yeah, that one. Joe Dirt came out this year.
Oh God.
Josie and the Pussycats.
My wife loves that movie.
It's weird, and I think it's better now than it was when it came out. I think it's Bridget Jones's Diary, Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles.
They were still making Crocodile Dundee.
Well, this was them trying to bring back Crocodile Dundee. Back. Yeah. Hey, guess what? That didn't work.
Nope.
Freddy Got Fingered, the Tom Green movie.
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Rest in peace. One Night at McCool's, Town and Country. The Mummy Returns came out in May. A Knight's Tale.
I love A Knight's Tale.
With Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
It's good. It's funny, which is you wouldn't expect it to be.
It's got a good soundtrack too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Angel Eyes. Is that Jennifer Lopez movie that nobody liked?
You got to be way more specific, brother.
Yeah.
Way more specific.
Yeah, I caught it the second I hit those words left.
You're like,
so Shrek came out, and then the very next week, Pearl Harbor came out.
So Pearl Harbor got Pearl Harbor.
Moulin Rouge. Evolution. That was that weird Ivan Reitman movie with David Duchovny and Orlando Jones, and I know Dan Aykroyd has a cameo in it. It's weird.
Well, JJ, do you know that evolution's a mystery?
It's full of change that no one sees.
No one sees.
Swordfish. I definitely saw Swordfish.
Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry.
Yes.
This is pre X-Men, right?
No.
Post X-Men.
This is post X-Men.
Post X2.
Yes.
It's before X2, yeah.
It's got Vinnie Jones in it, who would later return to the X-Men franchise as the Juggernaut.
And embrace an internet meme.
Yeah. God. And Atlantis came out the same day as Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
I don't know, man.
What made more money?
I'm gonna say Tomb Raider.
Lara Croft that movie was huge. $275 million. So it cost $115 million budget, so not too much of a difference.
It just pretty much people want to see Angelina Jolie jump around in a tank top and short shorts.
Yeah, it's 2001, so Tomb Raider was still significant too. Rarely does a video game movie come out when the game is still culturally significant. When the Super Mario Brothers movie came out, it was already sort of video games were back down to being just this.
But didn't Tomb Raider kind of peak at 98, 99 though?
I mean, it was still
or Lara Croft as a character.
I think, yeah. When did Tomb Raider 1 come out? 97?
It wasn't a PS1 launch game?
Well, yes, but also it probably came out. It was PC game first.
And Saturn as well.
Yeah, it was PC, which is, PC launch game. What now I've got to look at what list of appearances in video games. Oh boy. 2000. Lara Croft was released in 2000 on the Game Boy. So Curse of the Sword was 2000. That was a Game Boy Color game. Okay. So yeah. Let's see. Tomb Raider 3 was 98. Last Revelation was 99. So that was the PS2-ish one. So yeah. Coming down.
Yeah.
But there were it was still popular enough. The sequels did really well. The following games and stuff did pretty well still, but
wasn't 3 bad though?
I didn't like it. I don't know if that means it's necessarily bad, but I never was a huge fan of playing Tomb Raider because I never really felt like I ever felt comfortable enough. I don't really know what I'm doing most of the time. So right. Dr. Dolittle 2 came out this year. Fast and the Furious.
Yep.
Love that movie. Genuinely love that franchise.
I think this pretty much goes from they're pulling heists to
well, yeah, now it's international. Yeah, now it's a James Bond movie. It's international incidences and
with Idris Elba and Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Idris Elba in a as a cyborg.
They don't even care anymore.
Yeah, the first movie, the opening scene of the first movie is them pulling off a big heist of TV VCR combos. So,
and taught a generation of idiots at street racing school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they found out once Fast and Furious, the fourth one, was a big flop-a-roo that nobody liked. Well, let's try something different. And then they made a good movie.
All right, did you explain the Tokyo Drift thing where the guy dies?
Yeah. So Tokyo Drift takes place in between 6 and 7? So that's technically so maybe the third movie, but it's actually the yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. wrote them. It's like the Davy Crockett situation with Disney, where it's like they made this mini series where Davy Crockett dies at the end, but then it's like super successful. They're like, oh no, what do? We killed the character. We can't do it. So they made 2 movies.
Yeah. In between.
Yeah. AI, artificial intelligence, came out this year with Haley Joel Osment, Jude Law.
Right. That was
Pootie Tang came out this year.
Sure did.
Written by Louis C.K.
Yikes,
exactly.
Yeah.
Cats and Dogs, which I absolutely did see that movie.
Is it cats versus dogs?
No, just cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs.
But the movie is cats versus dogs.
Right.
Like that's the plot of it. Scary Movie 2.
Okay.
Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Never seen it.
It's I don't know how to explain that movie because I kind of like that movie, but I also recognize it as being pretty bad. But there's been worse Final Fantasy games than this movie. So
JD, it's almost like you and I enjoy bad movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's the right kind of bad movie.
Except for Atlantis excluded.
Yeah. Atlantis and Tarzan.
Yeah.
Legally Blonde. Jurassic Park 3. Ghost World.
Oh my God.
Remember Ghost World?
I remember the girls at Barnes and Noble who wouldn't get out of the manga section so I could walk.
The Princess Diaries.
Oh, Anne Hathaway.
Yeah. Rush Hour 2. American Pie 2. 2001, the year of the sequel.
Yeah.
Osmosis Jones.
My God, more Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Eddie Murphy. Chris Rock. It's Chris Rock. Not Eddie Murphy. It was Chris Rock.
Okay.
Chris Rock and Lawrence Fishburne, with live action Bill Murray.
Oh, because they're inside his body. That's right.
Yeah, it's actually a really good cartoon. It's actually a really fun movie, I think. The Others, that was that Nicole Kidman horror movie.
Spoilers, they've been dead the whole time.
Captain Corelli's Mandolin, starring Nicolas Cage and Penelope Cruz. A personal favorite of mine on this list, a 2001 release that I also absolutely saw in theaters, Rat Race. AKA It's a Mad, 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 Mad World 2001.
My wife loves Rat Race. Loves it.
It's good. I would say I love that movie.
Explain Breckenmeyer to me. Go.
No.
Okay. How and why was he a thing?
Because Clueless was very popular, and so he was just able to cash in on Clueless being very popular. And so inevitably he turns it into becoming John Arbuckle. That's
oh my God, he was John Arbuckle. Jeez, that's like why was this guy a thing?
What was he?
But
he must have been like good friends with like Seth Green or something is the only thing I could think of.
Isn't he Seth Meyers' brother? No. Meyer. Never mind.
Yeah. He was in Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare.
Okay.
And Escape from LA. He was the surfer in Escape from LA.
Oh my God, he was.
He was in Josie and the Pussycats. So your wife is just all in on Breckenmeyer movies.
I'm gonna make her watch Escape from LA.
Escape from New York is 100%. I love Escape from New York. I love virtually all John Carpenter movies, but Escape from LA is
a bad movie.
Bad CG. It's the first movie again, but done worse. I can't believe John Carpenter did this to me.
Where they made Snake a weird superhero character.
Yeah.
Instead of just like this dirtbag, like mercenary.
The Craft. He was in The Craft.
Oh my God.
Is he doing anything nowadays? He hasn't done anything. He's doing something called Changeland. That's written and directed by Seth Green. So he must be very good friends with Seth Green. It's the only thing I can think. Anyways, Rat Race, very good movie, despite Breckenmeyer being in it. And it has a deleted scene with DDP in it.
No. He
was cut from that movie. 2001 DDP. Think about that.
He felt the bang.
Yeah. Bubble Boy, Jake Gyllenhaal in a weird comedy where just like losers were the this era 2001 where just losers were the. Oh, speaking of John Carpenter, Why Did You Do This to Me? Ghosts of Mars came out this year.
Oh God.
Hey, do you know what Ghosts of Mars was originally called?
No.
Escape from Mars. Can you figure out why it was called Escape from Mars?
Yes, I can.
Do you know why it wasn't Escape from Mars? Because Escape from LA was a disaster. So think about this. The Ice Cube character in Escape from Mars is supposed to be Snake Plissken.
Wow. Imagine
that character doesn't. It's like that. Yeah, I don't know. No.
Didn't Donnie Darko come out in 2001?
Well, we'll find out.
Speaking of
hey, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back came out in 2001. Jeepers Creepers with the zombie fisherman.
I do like Jeepers Creepers.
Despite the fact that the Gorton's fisherman is the main villain of.
I just like that the dude you're getting Adele guy dies in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rockstar, the Marky Mark, weird. That movie's weird because it's like he's in a cover band.
And they pick him out of the crowd.
Yeah. The Glass House. My mom loves those kinds of weird, like thriller movies from this era. Mm-hmm. Glitter. Oh boy, Glitter. The Mariah Carey movie.
Yeah, buddy.
That broke her forever.
Like I think she was already broken.
A movie came out this year called Hearts in Atlantis, which is very funny to me.
It's not the is it the Stephen King?
Is it? It's got to be, right? If
yeah.
It's Hearts of Atlantis, starring Anthony Hopkins.
Maybe because he did write a book called Hearts in Atlantis.
Yes, Hearts in Atlantis, Stephen King. Basically,
okay, Stephen King. Yeah, that's a good book.
Yeah, I don't know about the movie. I don't remember seeing that movie. I know it exists because I recognize the cover with Anthony Hopkins in his hand on a mirror. But Zoolander came out this year.
Zoolander's a fun movie.
It is. Joyride, Max Keeble's Big Move, Training Day.
Yep.
Training Day came out the same day as Max Keeble's Big Move and Serendipity.
Not a lot of crossover there.
Yeah. Corky Romano.
Oh God. Chris Kattan was a thing. As puzzling as Breckenmeyer is.
Let's Chris Kattan they tried to make Chris Kattan a thing. It never worked. Like even on SNL, people are like, it's pretty okay, but I can do,
The only movie I like Chris Kattan in is Undercover Brother.
From Hell came out in 2001. Johnny Depp. Alan Moore adaptation of a Jack the Ripper story.
We're like, hey, Alan Moore, we're going to get it right once.
Yes.
But only once.
Yeah. Glass Castle, writing in K-Pax.
Yeah. Also, yikes.
Yeah. 13 Ghosts.
I like 13 Ghosts.
Domestic Disturbance, starring John Travolta and Vince Vaughn. That movie has like this running gag with like a friend of mine where just because Vince Vaughn sucks and like is a crappy dude in that movie, and like he has some great moments in it. It's like unintentional comedy. It opened the same day as Monsters Inc. and The One, so Shallow Hal, Harry Potter, Black Knight
with Martin Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
Sonic and the Black Knight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11, not another teen movie. The Royal Tenenbaums.
Not another teen movie starring Captain America.
Yes, exactly. I like the Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just remember it has one of like the very end of that movie has a joke that I love, and it's where they go to his tombstone at the end, and it's like the epitaph is like saved his family from a sinking ship or something like that.
Yeah,
and it's like that's a good joke, and that's something I would absolutely do. Just have that.
my only beef with Road Tenenbaums is just a little bit too much Gwyneth Paltrow in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's.
Oh, there you go. There's Vanilla Sky.
Okay.
Which
odd movie,
but it is. It's like based off of a Spanish movie called Open Your Eyes.
In it with two, isn't she?
What?
Is it Penelope Cruz in that movie with Tom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. That's part of
it. Yeah, it's called Open Your Eyes, and it's better than Vanilla Sky, but Vanilla Sky is actually still really good.
Abre los ojos.
Thank you. Fellowship, Beautiful Mind, How High, Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. It's actually it started a franchise, like, and it was designed that way. Like it was designed like this. We're gonna make this movie, and it's going to be a TV show. It's like a pilot.
Nickelodeon. Yeah.
Yeah. Ali, the Will Smith Muhammad Ali movie. And rounding out the year, Black Hawk Down. So,
it was fine.
It was great for its time. I wonder where that movie sort of like when it started getting made, because it certainly feels like the movies going forward from here, where there's a lot of movies that are just like America, because of 2000, 9/11.
Yeah.
And this feels like the start of that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how long in production this movie was, because it came out at the end of the year. So it's definitely not 3 months in production.
Yeah. This is kind of the beginning of like the.
But like starting next year, you're going to start getting a lot more of like these weird, like, where for decades, cops and military people were like cast as like cops in particular were cast as like bad guys and stuff.
Yeah.
They were always like, they were either bumbling idiots or jerks. I mean, look at Training Day. I mean, but starting going forward, you start to flip that script, because it's like, well, they're not villains anymore, and then there's a lot more. Yeah, there's a lot more vigilante cop justice and a lot of military stuff coming in the next couple of years.
Black Hawk Down started kind of the uncomfortable thank you for your service, like, okay, please stop, Toby Keith.
So that's 2001 in film. So it was a pretty good year for movies. It really was some really great stuff.
Among them.
Yeah,
that's what we could say about this movie. It was among them.
Yes, it wasn't one of the best animated films. I would rather watch Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius over.
I'd rather watch Recess.
Yeah. All right, Nick, you ready? You want to rank it? You want to rank this?
Let's do it.
This jerk of a movie.
Yeah, it's just time burglar of a movie.
Yeah, let's go. Lion King.
No.
Robin Hood.
No.
Beauty and the Beast.
Nope.
I'm just gonna keep. I'm just gonna go down.
So. Okay, so
I'm gonna start at Pocahontas.
All right. No, it's not better than Pocahontas.
Fun and Fancy Free.
No.
Pinocchio.
No.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
No.
Bambi.
No.
Make Mine Music.
Oh, no.
Melody Time.
No.
Oliver and Company.
It's better than Oliver and Company.
It's better than Oliver and Company. This says...
Which, put that blurb on the back of the DVD.
Yeah. Watching, whatchamacallit, the live action Lady and the Tramp, and I'm like, we are probably 2 years away from a live action Oliver and Company, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Who's the Billy Joel of 2021?
Probably Billy Joel.
Just bring him back inexplicably.
Yeah. Well, let's see who. Probably Michael Bublé.
Oh boy. Let's see where that puts it on your list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 out of 40. So
it's not a good movie.
So there we go. 35 out of 35 out of 40. Definitely not 3.5 stars. I'm going to put mine at around the same place. Pocahontas is better. Bambi is better. Oliver and Company.
Think hard. Think hard about it.
I'm putting it below Oliver and Company.
Okay.
Because the other one is like, because after that's Fun and Fancy Free. I'm going to put it. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Which one's Fun and Fancy Free? Fun and Fancy Free is Mickey and the Beanstalk, right?
Yep.
I like Mickey and the Beanstalk more than this movie.
You like Edgar Bergen having a straight birthday for that little girl.
Yeah, more than Atlanta. Sorry, Atlanta.
Yeah, sorry, Atlanta.
It's 40, so this puts it at 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33 on my list. So there we go, 33.
This is a bad movie, JJ.
I'll never watch it again.
Nope.
This is actually the second time I've ever seen this movie.
Same.
And I didn't remember anything from it other than like just generic parts of it, like visual cues. Like I remembered nothing of the plot. And I didn't even remember that the villain turned into like an evil Bobby from X-Men, yeah.
I'm sorry, there's a plot in this movie?
Well, I mean, going to Atlantis is a plot, despite...
Yeah, I suppose. JJ, we got a rough patch ahead of us, my friend.
Well, coming up, next week, it's okay.
Yeah.
We get a reprieve next week. So, I just brought up my Wikipedia page and thing to see look at what's up, and it defaulted to Breckin Meyer.
Do me a favor, give us our next 3 movies.
Okay, so that's why I'm trying to bring it up.
Do it now.
We'll do it live.
Do it live.
Okay, so Okay, why is everything broken? This is great. This is great radio.
Are you asking an existential question or?
Yeah, I mean, yes. This is 2019.
Why is everything broken?
Why is everything broken? Where are we? Why are we here?
Why did
this happen?
Why did I ship broken?
Yeah. So next week.
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch.
I like Lilo and Stitch.
So that'll be an interesting one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Okay, so after Lilo and Stitch, you have Treasure Planet.
Never seen it.
Yeah, okay.
Not looking forward to it.
Then after Treasure Planet, you have Brother Bear, which is just average.
There's another reason I'm not looking forward to Brother Bear.
Yeah. And then after that is Home on the Range.
Dear God.
And then after that is Chicken Little.
Oh my God.
So it is there's a bad run of movies coming up, with the exception of the next week, which is Lilo and Stitch.
Jeez.
That's actually a good movie. I will just say it here and now. That's actually a good movie.
Yes, it is.
I'm not worried about that one. It'll probably be a less fun episode because it's something we actually enjoy.
I actually look forward to watching it this week to refresh myself, because I do like Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. So, but then it's just all downhill from there. So, and it stays downhill until like 2009.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 2008. It's been a while since I've seen Bolt, but I remember liking it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But until then.
Oh, do you want to plug your other thing?
What other thing? I'm not plugging anything anymore.
You got to think.
I got to think. There will be a second podcast that will show up in your feeds. I guess by the time this episode comes out, the first episode will have come out already. Theoretically. Like I said on last week's episode when we were joking about it, it's like, I'm going to get this out by the time Disney Plus launches, but I know I won't because I'm terrible. I was right. I was terrible. It still hasn't launched. It hasn't even come out yet as we're recording this, but it's scheduled. It's actually like it's done. It's finished. It's scheduled. It's launching. But yeah, there'll be a spinoff coming up. Not with Nick. I'm sorry to say.
I won't be here.
You won't be here.
I'm a more competent person.
Yeah. The person that knows more on the subject at hand than I do. So it'll be a flip of the script on this one because it's going to be Star Wars based. I don't know what I've called it. By this point, I've already called it something, but as of right now, as we're recording this, I don't know what I've called it. So we'll see. But the initial plan is to be 6 episodes because that's where his area of expertise lies, of the original and prequel trilogy, starting with episode 1 and making our way to Return of the Jedi. So, cool. And then from there, we're probably just going to do a normal, like just a movie show, just a not Disney, but just sort of a more free-form movie show.
I do request to come on episode 2 of that.
Episode 2. You want to be on Attack of the Clones?
No, episode 1
of the
the other one.
Yeah. Of the regular movie show. Yeah. No. Yes, no, absolutely. We'll figure that out. We'll figure something out for that.
So stay tuned for the Porkins cast.
Yeah, exactly. But that'll be fun. You can also I'm on side questing. Has a video game podcast that I'm a regular on these days.
JJ's Austin Walker.
Yes, I'm the new Austin Walker. And there's a website. There's a podcast called Hogcast Speedy Delivery that does it's a weekly Sonic and Pizza podcast. It's the sort of thing, but they also do a wrestling RPG, and I'm on that one. And we've done 3 episodes now. And we're probably going to record another one sometime very soon, and that's also what I'm doing. So it's Dungeons and Dragons, but professional wrestlers, basically. So I play Randy Blood, basically Hulk Hogan, but if the Gawker lawsuit didn't work out in his favor.
Somehow more racist Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Yep. But that's it. That's it. I'm bad at plugging stuff. I should always say hey, check out DisneyCompendium.com. Go to our Twitter feeds at _double_J and DJ Jazzy Jones. But I never do.
Don't follow me. I'm an idiot.
Don't follow me either. That's why I kind of don't do it, because this show and what my Twitter feed is sort of
if you just want some my takes on the president, then maybe follow me.
Yeah. I'm blocked by the president, so that says a lot as to what you'll find on that Twitter feed. So
sure, yeah.
So there's that.
Enough said about that.
Yeah. So just pretend like that doesn't exist. Pretend like if that would make you mad, don't go. Just pretend like we never said anything. But until then, until you send off a horrible, awful email saying I was very mean to the president, I won't care. I'll delete it immediately and go on with my life. Yeah. But next week is Lilo and Stitch. And until then, thank you all for joining us. And have a magical day.
Bye.